Hey 49er fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today it's part 2 of our 2-part mailbag series where you guys ask me 49er questions and I answer them in as much as I can in the little time that we have. My producer threw this one up first. Michael says the mustache isn't flattering, bro. Come on, it's not that bad, right? I did the whole weigh-in in the last video, and we're gonna see which gets more comments. Should I keep it? Should I shave it? I'll probably end up shaving it, but is it really that bad? Is it really that bad? Probably a bunch of dudes are commenting, and so guys probably might not like it, but maybe the ladies like it, which could be a reason to keep it, right? You never know. Who knows? Listen, like the video if you like the stash. Dislike the video if you don't like the stash, although I would encourage you to like the video because, come on, the stash, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, right? Steve says, to actually get to a 49er question, do you think Jimmy G gets MVP next year? No. Do you want me to dive into it? No. I mean, he's not going to. Now, could he? Sure. Anyone can. Nick Bosa could. I mean, Raheem Mostert could. But the odds of him doing it are just slim compared to the competition, right? I mean, look at the MVP odds according to Vegas right now. Mahomes is 1. Lamar Jackson is up there. Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson, Drew Brees, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray. I don't know why he's there. Aaron Rodgers and Carson Wentz. Like, there are a lot of players that have a much higher odds to go ahead and win the NFL MVP. Jimmy G has 5,000, plus 5,000 odds right now. So that was like, what was that, like 20th, I think, on the list. He was below some running backs like a Derrick Henry and like a Zeke Elliott. So Vegas doesn't think so, but that doesn't mean he's not going to have a good year. I mean, he's still going to have an absolutely fantastic season, but to win the NFL MVP, you got to throw like 45 touchdowns and be like 14. I mean, you got to do crazy stuff because of the Mahomes, the Lamar Jacksons, and then the Russell Wilson. Is it impossible? No, I mean, it's very possible, right? He could totally ball out, and you never know, but the odds of it actually happening are slim, so I would not put my money on Jimmy Garoppolo winning the NFL MVP. Who will win the NFL MVP? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you had to pick one, who would actually win NFL MVP? There'll be a pinned comment down below. Let me know. All right, next question says, you see Kinlaw having a rookie year like Bosa? No, Bosa's rookie year was really good, and I like to call myself out whenever I'm wrong and stuff. I said, I'm probably quote verbatim, basically, rookie defensive ends don't have good first seasons. And listen, the history had shown that. Besides like Bradley Chubb, in terms of the last 10 years, most rookie defensive ends don't get double-digit sacks. Now, I said that before they drafted Nick Bosa, and I still said that when they drafted Nick Bosa, and then they drafted Nick Bosa, and he had a phenomenal rookie year, which is good for him, right? That's fantastic. But Kinlaw is a little bit different. So not to just beat on the dead horse of rookie defensive linemen don't play great, he plays D-tackle. And the odds of the D-tackle having a big statistical year, pretty slim, right? 5 sacks, maybe 4 sacks is more likely, but he can still make a massive impact. So can he have a rookie year like Bosa? The answer technically is yes, based on his position and how you compare that to the defensive end spot, but he's not going to have the stats of Nick Bosa, which we should all understand because Nick Bosa is not only one of the best 49ers on the football team, he's probably one of the best pass rushers in the entire National Football League. It's just good that they're both there. I love Kinlaw, though, right? I mean, Kinlaw's going to be great. And the whole Armstead, to Kinlaw is a downgrade. I don't think so. I think he's going to plug right into where Eric Armstead left off. Armstead only had 7.5 sacks last year, so can he get close? Yeah, probably so. Now, hopefully, when you guys are watching this video, you go outside later on, which you probably should. But right, you wear a face mask to keep yourself protected. And we have those right now for you guys at chatsports.com/49mask. And I know that we've talked about this a lot, but there are a lot of new masks to go ahead and pick from as people have sent me tweets of all their favorite masks, so you guys can wear one. Now, you can wear one like this, which doesn't have the 49er logo, which doesn't look that good, or you can wear an actual mask with a 49er logo where you stay safe and look good at the exact same time. chatsports.com/49mask. What do you think will be the biggest need going into next year's draft? It's an interesting question. Biggest need going into next year's draft. Let me think about that for a second. Probably corner, depending on what Sherman does. So if Sherman plays great, signs a new deal because he's a free agent next year, then they're probably going to be fine. And if Mosey plays great, that's also a factor. But, I mean, Sherman's 32 years old, and he's got to sign a new contract. So there's a very, very real chance that they could need a cornerback in the first round. I put corner 1. I think Oline could be 2, depending on what, like, Trent Williams looks like. He's only signed for 1 year. Obviously, some older 49ers on the right side of the offensive line. What does Tom Compton look like at right guard? Oline could be 2. I'm going to go D-end at 3, and that's just because of the D Ford factor. The fact that Deion Jordan is old. Obviously, they just signed him. I think you could use the new DN opposite of D Ford. I'll go wide receiver at, 1, 2, 3, 4, at 5, just in case, heaven forbid, Debo has a really bad year, and then Hurd doesn't work out, and Ayuk struggles. They could use a wide receiver. And 5 would be safety. So that's 1, 2, 5. So 4 was wide receiver. 5 would be safety, although I think safety is not going to be that big of a need. It's more just in terms of how do these veterans play. How does Trent Williams play at left tackle? How does Richard Sherman play at cornerback at his age? And how does D Ford play when he only played in 22% of all defensive snaps last season? So they don't have a big need. I mean, you could lose all those players and still be a good football team, but those would be my 5 biggest needs overall. What is the 49ers' biggest need? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And while you're down there, the little red subscribe button, we always preach it here, but click it. That way you're subscribed to 49ers Report, as we are, in my opinion, the best 49ers channel, and we cover everything regarding the 49ers day in and day out here on the 49ers Report. Damien says, I think cut McKinnon because he hasn't played in forever. Even if he doesn't, Coleman is a proven guy. The answer to that is yes, Coleman is a proven guy. And you look at the numbers from Coleman last year, and they were good, although injury history is kind of an interesting thing there. But McKinnon, the only stats you can compare to Coleman's last year was McKinnon in 2017. Now, they're very comparable, and I'd argue McKinnon was much better out of the backfield in terms of receiving than Tevin Coleman, but they are very excited about Jerick McKinnon. They could have very easily cut the guy and let him walk. McKinnon, too, decided to restructure his deal. That way he would be paid cheaper, the way he could prove himself. I'm excited for McKinnon. Now, will it turn out that my excitement is valid? Who knows, right? He hadn't played in a long time. Damien's right. Coleman is the proven guy, but don't be surprised if McKinnon circumvents Coleman as the number 2 running back on the entire roster. Who do you guys think will get more carries in 2020? Type C down below for Coleman, type M down below for Mostert. Final question here. Who the heck is going to be our kick returner? I don't know. I mean, with Debo and Richie James obviously injured, the options are kind of limited. Now, on my list 4 here, I put Richie James Jr. because he probably will be whenever they come back, but I think the answer is probably the top guy on the list in Brandon Ayuk. Remember, Ayuk was drafted in the first round, number 25 overall. It wasn't just for his receiving ability. He did some very good punt returns and very good kick returns in college, to the point that when you compare their stats, and we did this a while ago, he has a lot better yards per return average than Richie James Jr. Richie wasn't terrible last year. He had a couple of muffs that we was able to recover, but he wasn't anything flashy. It wasn't like, ooh, Richie James is back there. He's going to run one back. He didn't do anything in terms of his, total kick return, punt return yards. So I would say Brandon Ayuk, but Pettis can also do it. Trent Taylor could do it if he really wanted to. Tevin Coleman could do it as well. They have other options. I think they start with Brandon Ayuk, and then they'll keep him there until he fumbles the ball, which some rookies do, and then they'd swoop back in and put Richie James Jr. in there if he ever gets healthy and can come back and be 100%. So that would be my answer for who the heck is going to be the kick returner. There you go. That was all the mailbag questions that I found on our previous video, trying to answer as many as we possibly can here. Again, thumbs up, thumbs down for the mustache, right? I'm gonna gauge the audience here and see what happens on Monday. So maybe I have it, maybe I don't next time you see me. Who actually knows? All time you have for today here on the 49ers Report. I'm Thomas Mott, your fearless leader, signing off for the rest of your day.